Would you like to stop the suffering and limitations of chronic pain? Would you like more carefree vitality throughout your life? I am Dr. Michael Irving. Thank you for attending this free webinar, Chronic Pain Solutions, Achieve Freedom and Vitality in Body and Mind. I'm sure there are other places you could be. I will do my best to honor your taking time out of your busy life by providing you with valuable information that has made a difference in my life and in the lives of so many others. I would like to see you overcome the suffering of chronic pain. This webinar is for you. If you do not want to be told one more time that it's all in your head, leaving you feeling discounted and without a solution. If you are tired of being offered more drugs and hearing surgery is the only way out of pain. If pain interferes with physical movements, resting, concentration, focus, being sociable, communication, and your being dependable. If you are always strong and could get through anything, and now persistent pain is undermining your self-esteem and confidence. This webinar is for you if enough is enough. On my 65th birthday, I completed the 5th of 5 full marathons in 12 weeks. This was truly a stunning and celebratory way to mark a major transition in life. Yet it is only part of the story. My body was not always this fit, free, or vibrant. I suffered with years of persistent pain that at times prevented me from walking or getting out of bed for weeks. I tell you of my marathon achievements not to impress you, but to impress upon you that freedom in a vibrant body is achievable for you. Though it may not be a series of marathon runs, I am sure there are other monumental successes and achievements for you to look forward to in your life, whatever age, ambitions, or dreams you have. You are here now because of persistent and limiting pain and your motivation to be an achiever. I know what it is like to be in your shoes. I struggled through decades of persistent pain and its limitations. A personal history of PTSD added complications to my chronic physical pain. At various times, I used a cane, crutches, an arm sling, neck and wrist braces, painkillers, and muscle relaxants. Like many chronic pain sufferers, pain's ugly face migrated about my body, residing in one area and then showing up in another. Low back, upper back, neck, shoulders, hips, knees, bursitis, tendonitis, persistently painful sore feet, migraines. I had it all. Chiropractic, physiotherapy, medications, cortisone shots, acupuncture, heat and ice brought some relief. Suggestions of eventual disc surgery were met with fear and apprehension due to conflicting reports on their outcomes. While coping with years of chronic pain, I continued to work through my PTSD issues, took and led workshops and trainings in mind-body healing, cognitive insight, and emotion-based therapies, EFT, and many other leading-edge tools for wellness and healing for myself as well as others I serve. With a career commitment to helping others, I learned a lot about managing or ignoring pain as I developed a busy private practice, earned a doctorate in professional psychology and also artist healing, raised children, became a leading expert in trauma, PTSD, pain management, and even created beautiful sculptures and a massive bronze monument. I was successful and a high achiever by any standards. Then a unique doorway opened through a heart attack, a stroke, and 3 years of cardiac crisis. It was as though, through adversity, the forces of the universe prodded me into taking an even deeper assessment of my life and to develop a richer appreciation and value and importance of the journey. As a result of an accident while I was in the hospital for emergency open heart surgery, I entered the white light of the near-death experience. In the white light, I was confronted by a messenger who clearly communicated to me that the conditions that initially caused the PTSD and chronic pain and the lifelong journey of healing that followed were gifts affecting the breadth of my wisdom and the depth of my compassion. Further messages were related by others in the realm of the NDE white light. I was at a crossroads. I could move through to the other side, or I could stay and offer my wisdom and compassion to others. The implication of the counsel of these guides was not just to forgive and accept some of the harshest adversities that had come into my life, but to appreciate their contribution to my life and the quality of my ability to serve others. My personal work with resolving chronic pain moved forward in leaps and bounds, with the result that nearly half a century of persistent coming and going of the suffering of chronic pain vanished and hasn't returned in more than a decade. Residual PTSD symptoms that I had not been able to fully shake also disappeared. The impact of the white light experience was greatest in the areas beyond the personal realm, providing deep and remarkable help to chronic pain sufferers was resulting in amazing outcomes. I felt like a special and wonderful realm of serving others with my skills had been unlocked. And this was reflected in the feedback from colleagues and clients. Over the years, I'd learned much about mind-body tools and resiliency skills through personal experience, professional training, and clinical practice. Now it felt like purpose and meaning to my life's personal history and professional work were coalescing as a continuum that was unfolding as it should. I have an appreciation of the value of the journey and a sense that it is no accident that each of you are here to learn core principles for overcoming chronic pain and its shadow of suffering. That each of you are here to learn so much more beyond just fundamental principles of conquering pain. I understand and appreciate that what you gain and master with these core principles will lead to your achieving success in many other areas of your life. Chronic pain is embedded and persists due to forces broader and deeper than the consequences of physical injury. If you're like me, you know that the problem of suffering with chronic pain is not going away on its own. And you know it's time to take action and to do something about it on a deep core level where chronic pain has taken hold. If you had the keys to unlock your mind's secret for alleviating chronic pain, would you use them? There is a distinct reason that medical and physical interventions miss the mark on simple, fundamental driving forces to chronic pain. These approaches are completely failing to recognize the key element of a problem with chronic pain. They are radically missing the point on what is actually driving chronic pain, and they are trying to make a simple problem complex. The fundamental conditions inside of you that are driving persistent chronic pain are basic and understandable by you. You can be provided with the right tools that can allow you to eradicate the suffering of chronic pain. The easy to learn and master strategies and tools for getting to the core level holding chronic pain is the foundation of a powerful and comprehensive approach I have developed that is called mind-based pain repatterning, or MBPR. Let's look at the amazing results of one man who was introduced to the innovative mind-based pain repatterning keys and dramatically altered his life by successfully putting them into practice.
Chronic pain is what? Never stops. Every day, every minute, every whatever, it comes in, it doesn't come in, it's consistently bad. And I had chronic pain for like 3 years. Horrible time in my life. This is what I was like last year on this stage. I literally do this. I'd be writing and I'd find, I put a chair on this side, I put a chair on that side. And it's like I sit down and every chance I saw like 3 surgeons, 5 doctors, 3 MRI. I did standing x-rays, sitting x-rays. They stuck things just to kind of check the area out. They did bone scan, a nerve conduction test where they took needles this freaking long and they stuck them in my leg and they shocked me to see how well the whole thing was working. I was in freaking pain for 3 years. That man fixed it. I walked across state this summer, 1 month after doing that exercise. The chief of orthopedic surgery was my doctor on this case, and I told him that. He didn't want to know how it happened. He didn't want to know what. He didn't want anything at all. No more pain. Would you like to know how? It's not a physical exercise. Couldn't stand. How are you supposed to do physical exercise? I just followed his instructions to the T, right? I did it every day, faithfully, for 20 minutes a day. I set my timer. I got up every morning at 7 o'clock. I did the exercise. I didn't believe it would work, but guess what? No more pain. It's too simple. I'm forever grateful, by the way.
Well, thank you, Ryan.
Love you, man.
I'm really grateful.
Paul is not part of my team, and he receives no remuneration for his resounding support of the mind-body pain repatterning program that he undertook. I had not asked for Paul's endorsement. Rather, it spontaneously came from him while I was part of an audience during a business training. Before my MBPR coaching work with Paul, he suffered with 10 years of chronic pain after a broken ankle. For 7 years, Paul's chronic pain was in his foot and ankle, and then it migrated to his hip, where it continued as a substantial limitation for 4 years. Hence, the unsuccessful interventions with top doctors money could provide. After his chronic pain was finally resolved using standard mind-body pain repatterning protocols, Paul's wife Nancy caught me at an event and shared her gratitude that he was a different man. She told me that he had not been to the gym or walked their little dog for 7 years. Now he was going to the gym every morning, walking the dog regularly, and he was back to his old self from decades earlier. Nancy shared, it was amazing that her husband's work with me allowed him to go from having trouble standing or walking back and forth on a stage to his walking more than 800 kilometers across Spain on the Camino de Santiago with their son. And directly following, he continued going with her to some amazing European sites, cities, and restaurants. For me, the most valuable remuneration I get from teaching and coaching high-achieving people through mind-based pain repatterning is to see their improved lives and their genuine gratitude. It doesn't get much better than that. Paul, like all of the business leaders, professionals, and accomplished people I work with, has discipline and a commitment to follow through on a proven plan. The why of Paul's dream of walking across Spain with his son after high school graduation was bigger than the suffering of his decades-old chronic pain. So there was motivation to rise above and beyond and follow a designated program. Paul manifests a willingness to be a learn-it-all rather than a know-it-all. If this all sounds like basic principles for achievement in business, our profession, life, or any aspiration, you're right. And it's time for you to step back and receive support so you can put an exclamation point on your why for overcoming the suffering of chronic pain, and to use your learn-it-all skills to following through on a plan of achievement and success. What I am about to share with you is the missing link for so many people. Once you have this in place, everything changes. You're here for a reason, and I'm glad you made it. I want to share with you is by far the most powerful approach I have come across for healing the root cause of the suffering of chronic pain, or what I identify as mind-based chronic pain. The first thing to learn is mind-based chronic pain was initially embedded and then kept alive by thoughts, beliefs, attitudes, and emotions. These are conditions that you have control over. Mind-based pain persists when mindset, the core story, and mind-body connection are ignored and avoided while pursuing physical causes long past the healing phase of the initial injury. Chronic pain can be dealt with at its core level with practical and easy to learn strategies and tools. You do not have to suffer, you can take control. Many of my clients have achieved dramatic shifts in chronic pain through employing resiliency skills, mind body tools, and through MBPR protocols, directly addressing thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes attached to their chronic pain. To extinguish the suffering of chronic pain, it is important to recognize the difference between acute pain and chronic pain. Brain scans have clearly shown that acute pain and chronic pain activate and are processed in different regions of the brain. This is the major reason acute and chronic pain require vastly different approaches for management and resolution. Acute pain is associated with tissue or structural injury in the body that is still in the healing process and that inhabits the somatic areas of the brain. Acute pain is largely a protective response. Acute pain can slowly develop over time or start suddenly in response to something directly in the moment. Acute pain usually feels sharp, piercing, throbbing, stinging, or burning. Acute pain continues to remain in the specific area of the injury. Acute pain may be mild and ceases in a short time, or it may be severe with an injury like a broken bone, burns, or surgery and last for months. Acute pain usually does not last longer than 3 to 6 months and stops when the injury has been resolved and healed. It is also important to note that long-term pain from osteoarthritis, cancer, chronic disease are injury and structure-based. These persistent disease-related pains are consistently felt in the area of the chronic disease. Like acute pain, chronic disease pain is processed and mediated in the somatic and physical regions of the brain. Chronic disease-based pain would be more appropriately referred to as long-term acute pain. Chronic pain lives in the emotion and executive functions of the brain, where we create and hold on to stories. Chronic pain lasts past the 3 to 9 months that even major injuries need for healing. Chronic pain can even persist for years and frequently does not have an obvious physical cause. Chronic pain migrates about the body, showing up in one area and then another. Chronic pain that continues past the healing and recovery phase of an injury can be viewed as mind-based chronic pain. This pain was woven into the thoughts, beliefs, attitudes, and feelings while recovering from acute pain. Everything changes in recognizing that it is the thought and emotion processing systems of the brain that keep mind-based chronic pain active and alive. Drugs, surgery, and physical interventions are valuable and have a place in time, particularly with acute pain. But they are poor authors of new stories. Only you can identify your chronic pain-related story and rewrite them. All you need are the right strategies and tools to do this identifying and rewriting. Scientifically informed mind-based pain repatterning protocols, or MBPR protocols, can provide you with the tools to identify, release, rewrite your mind's core stories that you need to change in order to reduce and eradicate chronic pain. Building on 30 years of experience in helping thousands resolve and repattern the mental and physical manifestations of post-traumatic stress, somatic body memory, and chronic pain, I have devised and developed activities and practices to effectively release and repattern conditions that are locked in the brain which no longer serve people. The most successful of these has been collected together and adapted into mind-body pain repatterning system. The mind-based pain repatterning enters the brain's neural network from a variety of fronts. MBPR strategies and techniques have an ability to reach deep into the core foundation, arresting chronic pain and keeping chronic pain surfacing, receding, and resurfacing year after year. These approaches and exercises deal with a shift in overall mindset in order to effectively deal with chronic pain on its deepest level. MBPR protocols are formulated so they adapt to each individual's unique needs for release and repatterning. I'm totally excited about the amazing effectiveness of MBPR protocols. I love coaching clients on them and seeing the remarkable changes that come about. The specifics of these MBPR exercises are beyond the time and frame and scope of our webinar today, but we're going to dip into important elements in shifts in mindset and look at some mind-body tools that are important for stress release, relaxation, and pain management. An intensive program of mind-based pain repatterning can generate changes in mindset, provide for mastery of mind-body tools, and assure the release and rewriting of core forces in chronic pain stories. Through a focused MBPR program, you can look forward to saying goodbye to the suffering of chronic pain and thoroughly embrace a life of freedom and vitality. To overcome chronic pain, there are a number of deep core areas where change needs to occur. The forces holding on to chronic pain are basic, yet most often overlooked. If you are successful in business or a career, much of what I am saying will already make sense. If you are likely already somewhat there, consciously or unconsciously, in understanding the power of mindset. Yet, if you've lived with the suffering of long-term persistent chronic pain, there are some deep levels in which you're being held back by pain, focused thoughts, beliefs, attitudes, and feelings that do not serve you. If these were easy to change, or if you could change these core problems on your own, you would clearly have done so by now. What is needed is knowledgeable, leading-edge coaching, direction, and support so you can stretch you and take you past where you are stuck. If you found me and are attracted to my work, I start with a solid principle that you already have strengths. These serve you and they get you into trouble. Our mutual work together is to discover the specific replayed messages attached to your mind-based chronic pain so new scripts can be rewritten on deep core levels. Specific thought patterns and processes need to be modified and shifted so they serve you. Often it is not stopping a behavior or skill, but changing its expression. Persistence is great in promoting achievement, but persisting with the wrong thought can embed and deepen chronic pain. Self-talk is great, but self-talk with the wrong messages can be detrimental rather than positive, motivating, and beneficial. Some of what got you into trouble with chronic pain, when shifted, will be the inner resources that get you out. Identify core forces attached to your chronic pain and mastering skills to regain relief over chronic pain and even eradicate it. You will gain incredible new skills, enhance and develop strengths you already possess, become wiser and more knowledgeable, prepared yourself for greater success in other areas. You have a choice. Stay where you are or move forward. The rewards are amazing. Shift your mindset in relation to chronic pain, and you will find freedom, vitality, and achievement in other important areas of your personal and professional life. Let's look at one of the most valuable mindset approaches you can have in addressing life's hardships. An attitude and belief system of a resilient outlook sees an adversity rather than a trauma. A resilient mind is composed of three main ingredients. One, holding a belief that you will get through the conditions of adversity. Two, recognizing lessons and opportunities are to be found in your adversity. And 3, having a positive outlook while moving forward through the adversity and onward in life. Number 1, hold a resilient mindset knows you will get through the suffering of chronic pain. A mindset of getting through is believing you will resolve and positively adapt to a new reality and a new perspective. Each circumstance and each individual has a different interpretation of what getting through will eventually look like. Recognizing your victory over adversity will serve you on a deep level the next time you face a hardship. Number 2, a resilient mindset understands there are lessons and opportunities that will come to you due to the adversities that come into your life. Through this expectation, appreciation of an opportunity, lessons, the very experience of pain can change. A resilient outlook discovers deeper levels of meaning and purpose rather than a sense of being a victim. Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich wrote, "Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seeds of an equal or greater benefit." The third ingredient to resiliency is positive thinking. Positive thinking changes and improves our experience and interpretation of any event, day, or moment, and has the power to reduce and even eradicate chronic pain. Positive thinking triggers neurotransmitters that reduce pain, make us feel good, and even stimulates the autoimmune system. Remarkably, positive thoughts and feelings have been shown through brain scans to reduce the number of brain cells that are firing when experiencing a painful stimuli by 90% or higher. Let's step back for a moment from your concerns with chronic pain and practice applying resiliency model to what you might have considered a traumatic time or experience in your past. For this experience and exercise, you will find some kind of hardship that was not so big, and right now, bring it to your mind for a moment. Picture what happened and what were some of the ways that you felt about it. Perhaps, how did you see it as a trauma, or yourself as being wounded, hurt, or wronged, victimized? Now, however you saw this difficulty in the past, change its interpretation from a trauma or hardship to an adversity or challenge, and reflect on how seeing this as an adversity feels different from viewing it as a trauma. When you see it as an adversity or challenge, how do you feel differently about the event, yourself, or the future? Next, think about how this adversity and its surrounding challenges are no longer part of your life today, but something you got through. What was it like after getting through this adversity? Knowing how things eventually worked out and where you are today, what would have been helpful for you yourself today to tell yourself at the onset of the adversity? On a deeper level, think about how some opportunity or lesson came to your life because of this adversity in your past. What positive might have come out or resulted from this adversity? What did you learn that has continued to serve you or helped you in assisting others? Finally, what are some of the positive thoughts and beliefs that were there or would have been helpful to insert and focus on during the challenging time in your life? What are some of the positive self-talk messages that you could have had? What brings a smile to your face or makes you laugh when you look at the back at the time of adversity. A resilient mindset changes the interpretation and experience of every challenge in your personal life. Resiliency over chronic pain can be learned, and once internalized, can be a life skill that follows you through all the journeys that life brings to you. A skill for applying resiliency, positive outlook with chronic pain or any adversity does not come easily. It takes time and even some structure to assess and reassess resiliency to solidify it as a core belief and natural response. Specific exercises and coaching can help you get there. What I know for certain is that you can get there and in the process become a greater you. To appreciate the power of mindset, it is also important to understand that what you think is what you feel, and what you feel is what you create. The degree to which you have experienced chronic pain and perhaps associated fears and anxieties is equal to the degree you have a negative thought that creates a negative feeling, and is equal to the degree you can take a painful feeling and with it create a persistent chronic pain reality. Your ability to have a thought that creates a feeling and in turn creates a reality can be seen as your burden, or it can be seen as your gift. The degree to which you have created suffering and a negative reality is proportional to the degree you can think, feel, and create a positive reality. They take the same skills applied in different directions. What you think is what you feel, and what you feel is what you create. Positive thoughts create affirming and positive feelings, and these upbeat and confident feelings create freedom and a vibrant reality. Change what you think, and you will change what you feel. Change what you feel leads to the inevitability that you will change what you create. If you're suffering with chronic pain, it is time to become consciously competent at directing your thinking, feeling, creating skills. Investing time and effort in recognizing and practicing your skills for having thoughts create feelings and in turn influence the reality you create will pay enormous personal and professional dividends in your life. Let's take a look at another important mindset feature to consider in the journey to overcome the suffering of chronic pain. Pain is inevitable and suffering is optional. Suffering is one form or another of regretting the past or dreading the future. There are three primary paths out of the place where regret and dread are manifested as suffering. 1, change the thoughts. 2, employ distractions. 3, be in the present moment. Change the thoughts. Deal with changing the thoughts of regret and dread of suffering by recognizing and acknowledging the negative thoughts of your regret and dread that you repeat consciously or unconsciously and reverse them 180-degree rule. We call this the 180-degree rule. Change I have not accomplished to I have done some good things. Change I cannot get through this to I see the light and there's a great path out. The 180-degree rule can be applied to all negative self-talk and regrets. I am so overwhelmed becomes I can relax and peacefully take charge. I'm a failure can be changed to I am infinitely successful. I can't do anything with this pain becomes I am comfortable with a vibrant body and can meet any challenge I set my mind to. Take a moment now and think of a negative regret or past dread of the future that you have around chronic pain. A past regret or future dread you have around chronic pain. Now employ the 180-degree rule to say a positive reframe message. Changing The regret and dread that attaches suffering to pain takes work and persistence. Some self-talk messages you may be aware of in your thoughts. Others are so persistent that, though they're there, you have stopped noticing them. You can be successfully taught and coached in effectively identifying your conscious and unconscious negative regret and dread self-talks. Guidance and coaching can also help you master the use of affirmations, positive thinking, post-it notes, inspirational readings, and cards to change the thoughts of regret and dread that contribute to keeping your chronic pain alive. Employ distractions. The mind can be occupied by only so much at a time. So when you're distracted by something other than regret or dread, there's no room in your mind for these negative forces, with the result that suffering vanishes from your consciousness. Distractions can be provided by things that you enjoy or that demand focus and concentration. Most often, distraction is not a conscious, most often, distraction is an unconscious competence, and it is indiscriminately and haphazardly employed or not. If you are unconsciously competent in distraction, great. But as someone who strives for achievement, you can move into an informed conscious competence while employing distraction over the suffering of chronic pain. You will definitely find conscious competence will be invaluable in other areas of managing challenges of success and achievement. Be in the present moment. The greater you immerse yourself in the present moment, the more you are far away from regrets of the past and dreads of the future. Meditation, mindfulness practices, and paying attention to what your body is experiencing or what surrounds you can put you in the present. There are specific ways these practices can be applied to relieving and eradicating chronic pain. Successful people have a picture of where they're going. They are well informed by the things from the past which led to success, yet they know that their highest achievements come from deep immersion in the task at hand. Practicing becoming more accomplished at specific skills and techniques for being focused in the present leads to removing suffering from many areas of life. Mastering these skills of being present also benefits increasing achievement. The present is a place of acceptance and contentment. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why it is called the present. Mind-body tools use mental and emotional activities to stimulate and integrate activities of the brain and body. The mind can influence the body in promoting pain relief and eradicating the suffering of chronic pain. Mind-body pain control techniques can produce mind states and powerful chemicals for relaxation, calming, and reducing pain. Activities that enhance mind-body connection provide access to the world's most amazing biopharmacy. Recent scientific research has shown that visualization, breathing techniques, and many other mind-body techniques can trigger the body's pleasure and pain reducing neurotransmitters and hormones, proteins, and enzymes. Standard mind-body practices are breath, grounding, positive reframing, brief mindfulness check-ins, visualization, and distraction. Mind-body tools can be quite powerful. It is important to intervene with mind-body tools before pain is out of control. I teach a comprehensive arsenal of mind-body techniques and tools for quick fix pain relief. I will present some of these now. As you work with and become familiar with mind-body resources, you will definitely identify those that work best for you. Developing a positive outlook is a foundation to rising above pain. Intensify positive and good feelings. A positive outlook is promoted through positive thinking. and reflecting on positive messages. MBPR, or mind body pain repatterning protocols, have been developed that have extraordinary ability to repattern a positive outlook with chronic pain. Visualization is a powerful tool in the mind-body pain relief arsenal. Visualization uses your imagination to form mental images and situations that can help you change how you feel and how you experience pain relief. The greater you can feel a visualization, the more powerful it can affect change. There are a wide variety of visualizations that can provide relaxation, reduce pain, and promote achievement. I provide my coaching clients with a library of mind-body visualizations and guided imagery recorded audios. Proper breath and breathwork techniques are valuable for relaxation, pain reduction, and promoting well-being and health recovery. A focus on breath is an important aspect of all mind-body pain management techniques. It is helpful to start any mind-body intervention for pain reduction by first doing some deep breathing, grounding, and centering activities. Mind-body tools can be employed to interrupt pain signals. The triggering of less intense and less painful slow-firing nerves with mind-body tools can create a traffic jam in the message-sending nervous system that interrupts the ability of fast-firing nerves to deliver more painful and intense messages to the brain. Similarly, mind-body techniques can also interrupt and change the mediation of pain in the brain. Attention and focus are important mindset and mind-body strategies for pain relief and eradication. What your mind focuses on expands. Take your mind away from pain-focused thinking to pleasure and positive achievement thinking. Focus on areas of the body that are feeling comfortable rather than areas of pain. Through visualization, the pleasant and positive feelings in one area of the body can be moved to another area to reduce painful feelings. You can also focus on alternative sensations in the area of pain. Dissociation from pain can be facilitated by visualization that creates distance or change in time or location. Changing form. Pain relief can be achieved through mind-body visualizing a form that is then associated with an area or sensation of pain. When pain is seen as a form, it can be transformed into energy that is released, or a positive energy that replaces the negative experience of pain. Transform pain by changing the intensity of energy or light that you visualize in association with the pain. Pain that has been visualized as a form can be reduced by reducing the size of the form. A form representing pain can be visualized as dissolving or going far, far away and taking the pain with it. Distraction is one of the most natural and spontaneous mind-body activities for pain relief. Pursuing interesting and enjoyable activities can provide positive distractions from pain. Puzzles, memory games, counting, reflecting on past or future events, making lists or plans can be ways of providing distraction, and they also trigger the pleasure and reward centers of the brain. Quick self-hypnosis, the condition of receptive suggestibility provided by an entry into self-induced hypnotic state, can enhance any mind-body tool and can be directed towards immediate pain reduction. You can learn easy to apply hypnotic inductions to reframe, embed messages specific to pain relief. Mindfulness practices are effective at producing calm and peacefulness. They are also powerful at reducing and eradicating pain. You can learn mindfulness practices that are specific to addressing chronic pain. There are a wide variety of powerful and effective mind-body tools that can bind mental and somatic processes to relieve stress, produce relaxation, and have control over pain. With guidance, these mind-body tools are easy to learn and become more effective with practice and repetition. You've certainly heard, take a deep breath and relax to get through a moment of high stress. Well, that is just the tip of the iceberg in what is available to you in pain reduction tools and strategies. As you work with and become familiar with mind-body resources, you will identify those that work best for you. Mind-body tools are great for relaxation and pain relief as you deal with chronic pain. They also play a larger role in your life. The wealth of mind-body tools that I teach for managing and eradicating pain can be effectively applied for de-stressing in any situation, increasing energy, enhancing goal achievement, increase wealth and prosperity, improve sleep, improve health and well-being, excelling in sports, strengthening the autoimmune system, reversing disease. Wow, what an amazing resource. Chronic and acute pain are distinctly different in how they are processed and mediated in the brain. Their resolution requires completely different approaches. You cannot change the core fundamentals and forces driving mind-based chronic pain with tools designed to manage and cope with acute pain. Much of what we have discussed so far has been about skills to change core mindset. Through a shift in perspective, the meaning and response to chronic pain fundamentally changes. This shift in mindset takes the victimology and suffering out of chronic pain. We also skimmed across the surface of mind-body tools and techniques that give you powerful resources for managing pain. You can learn these on a much deeper and broader level. Then there is the secret sauce of changing the core forces that initially embedded and then contributed to driving the condition of chronic pain. We looked at an illustration that portrayed a fundamental difference between how acute pain and chronic pain are processed in the brain. This understanding changes everything in how to effectively approach resolution of chronic pain. Mind-based chronic pain is largely mediated in the belief, thought, and story-making centers of the brain. These profound differences explain a lot about why medical and physical interventions so frequently fail to address chronic pain. The key and secret sauce is to identify and rewrite the stories and messages that keep chronic pain alive. You heard the amazing success of my work with business leader Paul Toby and his repatterning his core messages that locked him into chronic pain for a decade. Paul employed proprietary mind-based pain repatterning MBPR protocols. He confessed that he didn't believe they would work, but like many others, he put his trust in me and I asked him to commit to consistently employ specific MBPR protocols for a prescribed period of time. Imagine, in confronting the core issues and forces driving chronic pain, you create this reality. You effectively employ your understanding of the differences between suffering and pain. You have effective mind-body skills that work for you in a variety of areas. Specific visualizations and meditations help you feel peaceful, clear of mind, and lower stress the whole day through. You employ with ease great visualizations that calm your body and effectively make pain and stress dissolve and wash away. These same skills you developed with visualization, you use for success in goal achievement in other areas of your personal and professional life. Imagine creating this reality. You have music, relaxation, and pain relief audios on a smartphone to play anywhere and anytime they're needed. You acquire an amazing tool that identifies and rewrites the messages and stories driving chronic pain, and you have given this suffering of chronic pain an irrevocable eviction notice. You learn that MBPR protocols for repatterning the brain can also be effective in repatterning other areas that you have desire to make change and achieve goals. You recognize that as a result of chronic pain, you learned so much and achieved positive and amazing results in many areas of life. Let's take a deep breath and recap. Acute pain is a protective response associated with tissue or structural injury that is still in the healing phase. Chronic pain develops with the accumulation of repetitive negative thoughts and messages during short-term or prolonged acute injury. Chronic pain lives in the story-making part of the brain. Contrary to common belief, mind-based chronic pain can be reduced and even eradicated. Physical and pharmaceutical interventions are limited in addressing mental and cognitive nature of chronic pain living in the story-making part of your brain. To move forward on eradicating mind-based chronic pain, deal with mindset, thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes, the core story attached to chronic pain, and the mind-body connection. Identify and use resiliency skills of believing you will recover, seeing there is a gift in opportunities and lessons, employing positive thinking. Separate suffering from pain by changing the thoughts, using distractions, undertaking activities that led you to being in the present moment. Learn and employ easy-to-master mind-body tools. There is a substantial arsenal of mind-body tools and techniques, and they will serve you well in many circumstances and areas of your life. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of identifying and rewriting the messages and stories that embed and are now driving chronic pain. Develop the skills to get control of pain will result in your having great talents for managing many areas of your business and professional life. Everything that you learn in managing and overcoming chronic pain will be available to you as lifelong skills for achievement and success. We have covered a lot of ground in this webinar, and I'm sure by now you have gained some important insights into your situation with chronic pain. When we started, I told you I really want you to get to a place where you can overcome the suffering of chronic pain. So right now, you're at a turning point. If you're ready, I want to share a very special time-limited offer. For the next few people only, I'm opening up a room in my schedule to do free 45-minute discovery calls with people who have been accepted after they have submitted an application. On this call, we're going to do a few very important things. First of all, we're going to get tremendous clarity on where you are right now and how you may be stuck with chronic pain and other related life limitations. Why you're in the situation you're in. Basically, I'm going to focus down with you and help you get very clear on why this is happening. Then the second thing we're going to do is I'm going to have you paint a picture for me of what your ideal personal and professional life looks like. This is very helpful because I'm going to stretch you. I'm going to get you to a place in a very positive way where you get to see how much potential you actually have to overcome the core forces underneath chronic pain and to go to a whole new level in life. We're looking at going beyond the erasing of the suffering of chronic pain to changing the mindset that will enhance achievement in a variety of areas of life. From there, we're going to put together a plan to get you from where you are to where you really want to be and to do it quickly. Mind-based pain repatterning is at the leading edge of the field. This webinar briefly touched on the areas that I deep dive into with a limited number of clients I focus on. The work we do together is much deeper in each area, so the results are remarkable. There are some proprietary MBPR techniques and strategies that I can only go into in depth with those exclusive clients that invest a commitment to a period of intensive and focused MBPR coaching. I do not work with everyone. I want to see success and achievement, so I only commit my time and skills to those who are willing to invest in themselves. We will review carefully the application you have filled in to assess your degree of desire and commitment. We will look at your application from the perspective of whether there is a good fit. With the time demands in my coaching and training, we can only do these free 45-minute discovery calls with a limited number of people. Therefore, here's what I want you to do. I want you to copy the URL on the screen, chronicpaincenter.com/apply. And when you put that in your browser, you will find that you go to an application page. I want you to give me in-depth answers to the questions, and we will let you know within 24 hours if you're qualified and if we're going to get on a call together. So keep in mind, there's a lot of demand. The better your answers are, the more in depth, the more likely it is we can help you and offer you solutions that are really going to move you forward. So what you want to do right now is to go ahead and follow the URL chronicpaincenter.com/apply and fill out the form, and that's it. Just click submit and you will have filled out the application form, and we will get back to you and let you know what your status is. For now, I will leave the screen up for a few minutes in case you need to get paper or something to write with. Your application form for a free 45-minute call will open up on your computer screen when you put the URL chronicpaincenter.com/apply. This has been Dr. Michael Irving. Thank you again for attending this webinar, Chronic Pain Solutions, Freedom and Vitality in Body and Mind. Dr. Michael Irving here with the final sign off. Thank you for attending, and I look forward to your applications and the opportunities to do some intensive work in our discovery call and then in long-time work.